there, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Christina, and I'm very excited about today's video. Today's video was inspired by my local thrift store. I was wandering around my local thrift store, and I stumbled upon some amazing books, and they are huge books. And what I want to do with today's video is I want to show you how to get that restoration hardware look for less. And specifically, I want to focus on their styling of credenzas and sideboards and console tables. And I'll show some images here of how they do this. And I think they are spectacular at this style, especially if you like modern minimal design like I do. And they kind of have a few different ways they go. All the styles are minimal and they focus on large objects and sort of statement objects. Some of them have big pieces of artwork behind to frame the console. Some have big mirrors, some have a gallery wall of some kind. And then they often will have large books. And then in addition, they'll have like a large bowl or a figurine of some kind or a vase. So using these books that I got, I kind of want to show you these. So I love picking up books secondhand because you get a great deal, you get one-of-a-kind pieces. So this first book I have is A Portrait of America. This is a gorgeous, heavy book. I actually will ditch. Well, a trick I say is always ditch the sleeves. I usually keep them just in case I want them, but I won't decorate with the sleeve because I love just the simplicity of the book. And this book is stunning inside. It has pictures from the coast all across America. So this is the West Coast. There's pictures of the plains of America. There's a Las Vegas photo I saw in here. So I live in Las Vegas. There's Washington, D.C. Anyhow, gorgeous book. The other book I have is, I love learning about World War II, and this book is ginormous and stunning, very educational. It has some ditch the sleeve, and just look, that is so nice. I think this book has lots of knowledge, amazing photography from the war, and so here's the Battle of Dunkirk. And just so much. I mean, a gorgeous book of the tragedy of World War II. Great. I love all the photos in here. I love that it's black and white. Love this. And so these books are what inspired this video. And then this is another one. This is Images of Faith, Art of the Latter-day Saint Church. And it has a lot of the art of the history of the Mormon faith. And one in particular photo that I really love. So this has a lot of historical art from the religion, and this is one artist that I love. His name is Brian Kirshnick, I think is how you say it. I'll get up close with it. And it's Jesus healing the blind man. It's the story in John chapter 9, I think. And it's particularly poignant to me because I have a daughter that is blind. My daughter is missing one of her eyes, and her other eye is totally blind. And so I love that scripture. And in it, the disciples asked Jesus, who sinned? Why is this person punished? Why are they blind? And Jesus says that people have disabilities to show the manifestations of God. So that has particular significance and meaning to me. And so these are the books. I love all three of these. They're so heavy and so big. So I am going to go around my house and I'm going to make like a little shop on my dining table. And I'm going to have some bowls, some artwork, some sort of objects and books to choose from, and some vases. And I'm going to style up. I'm going to use my son's dresser. I don't have a credenza. I'm actually kind of in the market for one for my family room. But I'm going to go wipe off all my son's stuff, and I'm going to show his styled up and sort of the different ways that restoration hardware does their styling. And in the images I'll show here, they do some that are just all black and different black objects. And then they'll do all white, artwork, white vases, white books. And then they have some that are mixed and match of black and white. And then they do some that are tans and golds. And I just love that they're all minimal, but that you can mix and match really well, as well as they play with symmetry. Sometimes they do things exactly the same on either side, like mirrored images, or sometimes they'll play with different heights of things and then have just one other piece off to the side. And they do this so impeccably. So I love both the symmetry and the intentional asymmetry that they do. But it's not too busy, it's very simple, and the pieces just sing on their own and make their own statements. So with that, let's go look at what pieces I pulled from my house and get to the styling. Okay, we're at my dining table, and sorry, this room is very echoey. It's a concrete floor with no rugs and not much furniture yet, so it really echoes. But I have here's the books that I got, that I mentioned, and just some other books in white and then a tan color. I have these marble bookends that I showed in my last video. I have this David statue, which I've shown in different videos. I have some various bowls that could be used. I have 2 matching vases, and I'm hoping to get some symmetry since I have 2 of that, as well as 2 of these, and then 4 books that I could divide. So that's kind of what I have in mind for that. Then I also have an idea to use just all black, and then have some more white bowls here, and then like the white David. So then back here I have some artwork. I have this piece I created myself. It's actually upside down. Well, I could go either way, but I like it the other way. And then a Studio McGee print there, and then I have 2 mirrors here, which I think could be used for some gold, since Restoration Hardware loves gold as well. And I also pulled some moss that I got at my local nursery, which I'm thinking I'll put in this pot, kind of how I have the moss here. That's something that Restoration Hardware does as well. So let's go to the dresser and try styling these up. I'm gonna do, I think, 3 or 4 different versions. And what's great about this is you can mix and match, you can change it around. So this is a bowl I thrifted. I love sort of the geometric shape here. And then this one's different because it has more of a scalloped, and this I got from Target just the other day. So I'll link that below and the video I showed of that as well. So let's go get to styling. So obviously you'd hang these on the wall, but this is just to give the main look. obviously shades would go on these. These photos are a sneak peek of a future project, but I'll let you see them. I hope that me showing you a few of these stylings will give you some inspiration on how to style some parts of your home. And just remember that these aren't perfect. I'm just sort of playing around. If I were really going to do it, I would actually measure out. I would install the things I was choosing up on the wall, because you want to lift your eye up, and everything was sort of down towards the floor because nothing was actually on the wall. But restoration will always put things on the wall. This was just to give you a general idea of the things you can do to style. And I love playing with the symmetry, the exactness of having identical on either side, as well as playing with different shapes and sizes and having a little asymmetry and sort of that empty space. I love so this one's symmetrical, but I love how sometimes they'll pull it all the way to the side and just leave the empty space. And this is just a hand-me-down dresser, but they have beautiful pieces of furniture. And so the reason that they do that is because they're showing you the piece of furniture is part of the decoration. It should be seen. It shouldn't just be covered up with decorations. So I think that's partly why they just do less is more, is because the pieces themselves are beautiful. So this is just to give you an idea of how I would style. This isn't a beautiful restoration hardware dresser, but you kind of get the idea. So I love that negative space that you can get from having the asymmetry, as well as who doesn't love symmetry? And that's why I've mentioned in a few videos, I tend to buy things in 2s and 4s, so that way I can have that option of symmetry. And then you always could just put one out, but you always have that option if you have 2 things. I hope you were able to get some ideas and sort of see in practice how restoration does their styling, and please tell me which style option I did that you love the best. I'd love to hear your thoughts. This is my personal design style. I love less is more, big, beautiful pieces that sing on their own. That's sort of how I love to style my home. And I hope this was helpful and interesting to watch, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye-bye.